Hello YouTubers, Tutagamon here. In this video I'm going to benchmark Mad Max on a single GTX 1070. As always, this is a digital recording at 60 frames per second, which is done on an external recorder. So what you will see in this video will be pure performance. I'm using my Core i5 2500, which is overclocked to 4.8 GHz. Let me help it a bit. The system has 16 GB of memory, and the graphics card is a single GTX 1070 made by KFA2. Latest force were installed, and it is also overclocked, so it will be boosting at 2 GHz. Now for this benchmark I'm going to use fraps to gather frame rate data. We will see the basic result in this file and some analysis at the end of the video. So I'm not forgetting anything. Let's launch the game. Settings first. Basically these are the maximum settings. It says custom, but because everything is at their maximum settings, the very high preset, which is the previous from custom, changes a lot of these settings to a little lower values. For example, the anisotropic goes to 12. These are at very high instead of max, but these are the maximum values, they do not go any higher. Let me just check these two. I did a mistake in my GTX 970 video. These max values were set to very high instead of max, so they are not exactly comparable. The frame rate difference is minimal. It is about 5 to 10 frames per second out of 200 for the GTX 1070. Maybe I had an older version of the game, maybe it got updated at some point and I did not notice that. But for now these are the maxed out settings, unless the developers change anything at some point. So let me load my benchmarking location and let's see how the game runs. I will do a comparison with the data I have for the GTX 970. I'm expecting this to be quite higher. We are already up to 200 frames per second, as you can see, and I'm starting the benchmark.
But we must go in the dead of night, because their guardians are away on their wild hunt. We're low on fuel. Unfortunately, with gas time comes the blessings of gasoline. We should find enough fuel for us to make it to the graveyard. Over there! Fuel cans!
Empty.
Whoever was here is long gone now, along with anything of use.
There's fuel all around. Keep your eyes peeled. A big steel gift box. What prizes do you hold?
She's out of gas.
Die! Move it now! What a great bounty! We're in luck! Rare haul. We may refuel and demolish! Fill her up, huh? All the way to the brim! Praises! She's full! But let's bring an extra for refueling or blowing something up. Now, let us make haste before the nightly hunters return to their lair.
Ah, fuck.
Nobody around. Their gate unguarded. Gasoline, Saint. Huh? One blast should split it wide open.
So let's make this one count.
Exaltations! She's cracked open. We must hurry. Wardens of this place murder on sight. The fiends that tend this catacomb don't like strangers. Ah! Dangling man-killers everywhere. Tread careful. Traps ahead! Our prize, right for the taking. Go quickly. The only way to get up there is through those cave tunnels.
Get the car in place down here. I'll lower the body onto it.
Yes. She'll be ready. I will.
Something here. Maybe I could zip down this. Flashlight. In. Still works too.
Yes! There you are, safe. And you've got the whole world up there in your hand. You got a choice to make. Which one shall be your pride? Choose. Pick your time. Escape with our skins.
Fuck yourself.
Shoot for the fuel tank! Oh, hell pursues us! Of the underworld! They're the prize!
And this is the end of the benchmark. I let me grab some, but That's okay. Frame rate result at 175 frames per second. It is quite faster compared to the 120 that the GTX 970 scored, and again with a little bit higher settings than before. Frame rate is excellent, frame times also seem to be very good. We will see that about that with the flat tool. GPU usage is not exactly maxed out, it is at 97%. This may indicate a limit. It is not exactly CPU limit, it may be a PCI Express limit. CPU usage is very high on all cores, very good multi-threading from this game. CPU temps are quite good however, despite the high load. RAM usage at 3.7 gigabytes, not very heavy. The power of the card close to 90%, a little lower than 90% actually. GPU temps are okay. Now the core clock is almost at 2 GHz, but possibly due to the very high frame rate it dropped by 13 MHz, but this is nothing serious. Memory usage it is at 1.25 gigabytes. Quite light game, and let's see what flat can show us. A lot of frame rate data. Let me give it a try and also open my GTX 970 run just for a little comparison. I want this file. We see 120 for the 970, 175, 176 for the 1070. The duration must be a little longer than, on the 1070, but that's okay. Let me change the settings a little so they can be better highlighted. So we have the true comparable frame rate is at 145 frames per second. Variability and stuttering are not very high, below 1 millisecond for both of them, and very low average, of course, less than 6 milliseconds. The game is running like crazy. We do have some spikes here and there, but we are talking about very few milliseconds. As you can see the numbering on the left, we are talking 5.5 to 6 to 6.5. Overall, these are very low frame times despite the spikes here and there. It is a long run after all, not 60 frames per second on a straight line. It is a full gameplay experience. Frame times beyond 16.7 milliseconds, 0. Excellent performance. The histogram of the frame times give me the middle finger again, but that's okay, I forgive it because we are talking about very good frame times. And now for some comparison, As best as we can see, the GTX 1070 does have lower frame times, clearly lower frame times, but still the 970 was running extremely fast. Keep in mind that the 1070 also is running at a little higher settings than the 970 due to a mistake I made, or possibly a change in the video game version. In any case, it is clear that the 1070 does have significantly higher performance than the 970. The CPU is the same, let's not forget that. We can see the same difference highlighted in min-max and average chart. Variability and stuttering a little lower than the 1070 for the variability, which is weird, I would dare say. Due to the higher frame rate, I would expect a little higher variability, but that's okay. Excellent performance from both video cards. The game is quite light, of course. It never was performance hog. Percentiles: 12 milliseconds, 12.4 milliseconds for the 970, 8.4 for the 1070. The time spent beyond chart does not help us very much, and the comparable frame rate overlaid with the variability and the stuttering, very good performance from both systems, no problems whatsoever. In any case, this is the end of this video, my friends. I hope you find it informative. Thank you very much once again for visiting my channel, and as always, take care.